Hey you guys, as you can see, my hair is a totally different color now. It's raspberry. I actually really like it. I think it's cute. I know I said I was going to stick with Frosé for a while, but the problem is I was completely out of Frosé. I had like this much left. So I mixed Frosé Virgin Pink and a little bit of Girls Night, the purple, to get this shade, and I love it. Like, it looks like a super soft raspberry. It's really cute. However, today I am going to show you guys, it's kind of hard to do in my office. I probably should have done this in the bathroom. I'm going to have a huge mess to clean up. But I'm going to show you guys how I trim my hair. Right now I am trying to grow it out, so I don't want to trim it too much length. Who knows, I may change my mind later and chop it up to here, but that just happens with me. And I'm going to actually cut bangs today. Now, I've had bangs before when I was little. They were super thick, super heavy. I hated them. I really like the super, super soft, light, fringy bang. So that's what I'm going for today. And I have cut this style of bang before on someone else multiple times. So I am familiar with how to cut it. I've just never cut it on myself before. So I have my coffee because that's a necessity. You would wear a cape while doing this. I, quite frankly, do not care if I have to change my clothes or vacuum everything off. So I'm not going to do that. I have a brush, I have a comb, and I have hair cutting scissors. If you can, if you don't have a pair of these at your house, order some off Amazon. That's where I got these. These are really nice. They work great. I have no problems with these. These are the Equinox International. I just looked up ones with a good review on Amazon, and that's what I use. They're nice and sharp. I've had these for probably about a year now, and I really, really like them. Before that, I was cutting hair with kitchen scissors, and I mean, it works, but it's not the best for your hair. So today I'm just doing a trim. I already have a fairly good shape to my hair, if you can see. I mean, it's a little wild, but the shape is pretty good. It's just a gentle U shape, which I like rather than a flat blunt cut. Now, if you are actually going to be like cutting your hair, i.e. taking off more than just a couple split ends, this is not the method for that. The best method for that involves ponytail holders and things like that, or help when you're doing it yourself. However, with my hair, I have just a lot of little, loose, raggedy split ends, and that's what I'm going to be working on taking care of today. It's very, very easy to do that by yourself. If you're doing more of a severe cut, like anything other than a very tiny trim, I would recommend either having help or using another method, like look up rubber band methods, things like that. Basically, you would divide your hair into like 4 quadrants, rubber band it, bring it down to a certain length and cut straight across, and then point cut. And then you would end up with a good even length all the way around. It's what I've done before to cut my hair when it's super, super long and I haven't had help. If you're cutting your hair short, you're going to need help for the back. It's nearly impossible to do the back of your head without help. However, today, since I'm just trimming, not a big deal. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to wait for my husband to get out of the bathroom before I could access my hair clips. So I have hair clips. I also have my very, very ancient hair straightener. This thing has not died and I've had it for probably like 10 years now. I know it's lasted forever. It also likes to rip out my hair, which is great. I really need to buy a new flat iron. I'm on my second cup of coffee and I'm going to need more because today is just not going right. Anyway, I'm going to start with trimming my hair. Again, I am not a professional. This is not a tutorial. If you screw up your hair, I cannot be held liable for it, all right? Just like I said in my bleaching and dyeing video, same thing. So I'm just pinning half my hair back to make this easier. I'm going to take a small chunk of hair. Part of this chunk will actually become bangs in a little bit. I just take my hair down, I comb or brush it out so it's nice and smooth. Take it down with my fingers exactly how it naturally lays on my head. Pinch it tight, and then you can see the hair. Okay, that is a raggedy hot mess. Basically, you can see like all my split ends, everything. It is bad right now. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going and point cutting off the very ends. Now I'm not cutting up in here because I want to retain that length. I'm just cutting off the little dead scraggly random bits. There we go. I'm going to pop that down, see how it looks when it's against my face naturally, and it looks good. So we're just going to take that section and just pop it over here for now. I don't need this as a guide or anything, just because it's little. Like, that's mostly going to be bangs. Like, even this little bit didn't even get cut, because that is hair we don't want to cut because we're growing that out. So I'm just going to take the next section, and I'm just like sectioning this way, straight down. Take it again, pinch it tight. You don't want to pull or loosen the hair, and take a look at it, and you can see I just have all these little floaty random ends, and then the bulk of my hair starts like right here. So I'm just trimming off those dead ends. And yes, I am trimming these off right into my lap. So there's that. And that is all I am doing today, is I'm just going through and trimming off those little tiny bits of dead end. So if you want to double check and make sure everything looks good, you can just hold those two sections together. And this is where we're at. Shoot. Okay, down together. It's still looking a little bit scraggly. Trying to make sure you guys can see this. Easier if I come down and flip up. I'm just trimming that little bit off. And then you can see how it lays. I'm just going to kind of twist that section, pop it into a clip, and move on to the next section. If I sound like I'm making sounds like I'm like dying or in extreme amounts of pain, it's because I tried a new leg workout yesterday and I was like, oh, this did nothing. And now as the day's going on, I'm like, I'm in massive amounts of pain. So apparently it worked. All right. There we go. And just trimming off that dead bit. I'm probably taking about 1.5 inches off the length of my hair, but it's not actually going to look like I'm taking that much off, just because all of that that's coming off is like dead ends. Also, I would recommend, if your hair tends to go like randomly wavy like mine, just grab your straightener and straighten that out so you can see. You can see the hair around my face is shorter than the rest of my hair, and that is just because of, like I've mentioned before, growth issues with my hair and my hair falling out and stuff like that. Yay, stress. So we're just trimming that up a little bit. Next section, just nice and straight. Take the ends and trim. And it's helpful sometimes to have a mirror like right in front of you, which is what I have right now. I just have my little makeup mirror right in front of me. So I'm doing this with a makeup mirror and a monitor. So if I keep looking over here, this is where my monitor's at. And I have this last little piece down the back. Now, when you get to the hair that's in the very back, I would recommend not pulling it forward the same way. I like taking my hands, going down it in the back, pretty much as far as you can, and then bring it around. That way you can see a little bit of the C shape in my hair. And then from there, you can pinch and adjust your hands if you need to a little bit. But again, I'm not cutting a lot off of this. This is actually harder, way harder to do on camera than it is to do when I'm just standing in my bathroom, which is where I usually cut my hair. I will have to go into my bathroom. When I get half of it done, I will let it down and look at it in a variety of mirrors so I can see all the angles. I will look at it from behind, from different angles. I'll brush it out in different ways. I'll toss it back and forth and just make sure that it looks good. So that hair in the back's a little bit wavy. I did straighten my hair yesterday, but then I slept on it and it kind of went crazy last night. I actually slept on the floor last night because our mattress is so old and so soft, it's been hurting my back. So I just said screw it and slept on the floor. All right, I'm going to go ahead and check how this looks in the mirror in my bathroom. All right, you guys, it actually looks good. I still have that nice C curve to my hair. I wouldn't mind it being blunter, but again, it just kind of happens because all this front hair is so short. If you have an issue like that, another thing you can do is hold your hair and see where the longer bits go into the shorter bits and even that out as well. I know, so professional. So I'm just combing this straight down, taking it with my fingers, lifting it up, and you can kind of see where my hair is like cut and then cut. So you can just go in and even that out a little bit. Not even it out, but cut it at an angle so it flows in better and your hair doesn't look like stepped. So that's better. Unfortunately, this kind of drives me psycho. I should just cut all my hair to here, but that is a really weird length on me. So I'm trying to grow it so that this is like down here and then I'll cut everything to match. All right, now I'm going to take it and go ahead and twist up this hair. Take all this hair, brush it out, flat iron it real quick just to make sure it's as straight as possible. It's actually the other reason I'm cutting bangs is to get rid of some of this and just take it up because it makes my hair look so much thinner than it actually is. Like my hair looks thin and straggly because of this. I mean, my hair's still pretty thin, but it's not that bad. So I'm just taking that. I probably took more off of the other side than I wanted to be honest. I'm probably like making a complete hot mess of this video, and I blame quarantine on that. Like, I'm blaming quarantine for everything right now. And see, these sections actually blend out pretty well. There's no like big step there, so thankfully I don't have to worry about that. By the way, you guys, this style of clip are the best clips I've ever owned. They are so good. I highly recommend them. If you cut your hair at home, dye your hair at home, flat iron your hair, curl your hair. Basically, if you are If you have hair that's longer than like 3 inches long, I would highly recommend getting those clips because they're awesome. The biggest thing with cutting or trimming your hair at home is little bits at a time. Go slowly and don't try to make major, huge changes by yourself, especially if you're nervous or not used to cutting your own hair. That hair is actually not too bad at all. I've been cutting my own hair for years because every single time, every time I go to a stylist, it gets screwed up. I'm taking very little off of the back because the majority of the hair in the back of my head's fairly healthy. You can blunt cut if you're just removing a couple little stragglers and then go through and just point cut. If you're trying to do a super duper blunt cut, don't do it on yourself because with the way your hair falls, it's nearly impossible to do a clean blunt cut in your own hair. Okay, I'll take both sides out. Brush them out, and then I will take chunks of hair and check the length just to make sure it's not too off. Anything more than about 1/4 inch and I will adjust, but right now my hair is falling pretty evenly on both sides, which is actually really good. So I will be right back. I'm going to go check in my bathroom mirror to make sure the back is even. All right, you guys, I'm gonna swing around so you can see the back of my hair. As you can see, the back is pretty even. It's not perfectly even, but it's pretty hard to get. I've rarely even stepped out of a salon with perfectly even hair. But I'm pretty happy with it. And again, my main goal was just getting rid of the split ends. And of course, not taking off too much length because I am trying to grow all these shorty bits out to match the rest of this. So my biggest issue was just getting off those dead little scraggly bits and these split ends. So if I pull my hair up and look at it now, I can still see quite a few splits, unfortunately. My hair could probably stand to have another full inch taken off of it, realistically. But I'm not going to do that because the length is important to me. And I will wait a few weeks and then give it another micro trim. That's the biggest thing when you're trying to grow out your hair is I like trimming it at home because if I go to a salon and like, hey, just take off, you know, 1/4 inch, I will go in and they will take off like 3 full inches. So the biggest thing is I like doing little teensy micro trims just to keep my hair from tangling too bad, to keep the split ends from splitting up the length of my hair breaking off, etc. But that works pretty well. And to be honest, with going with bangs, having that slight face framing angle to my hair isn't the worst thing ever. All right, now we're going to go ahead and work on our bangs. So my hair is middle parted, like I've mentioned in previous videos. I've been losing hair at my temples again because of stress. So make sure your hair is nice and middle parted, depending on what bangs you want. I want very thin, wispy, soft bangs. I also want ones that are long enough that I can easily sweep them to the side and hide them if I decide I don't like them. I also want ones that are going to be curled. I do have some rollers that I just bought so that I can put my bangs in a roller so that I don't have to use heat on them because the hair will be so thin it will fry my bangs really fast if I flat iron them every time. But today I'm going to flat iron them just while I'm getting the shape right. My hair is nice and center parted. Let's make sure that is as even as we can possibly get it. And when I blow dried my hair yesterday, I dried it forward so that my hair is laying very flat here. So that should hopefully come forward easier. I want kind of a curved fringed bang, a very small one, and then a couple face framing pieces. So I'm going to start by pulling out a very, very narrow triangle. I'm only going about an inch up into my hairline. And I am dividing out a triangle. And I think that's just about perfect. As you can see, I may add more than that, but I don't have very much hair there anyway. All my hair at that point ends at my chin. So this really doesn't do much. Like it's thick up here, but by the time I get down here, there's like nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and clip back these two sides of my hair. Whew, I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. It has been a long time since I have had bangs. Let's pull that little tiny bit in, just a teensy bit. There we go. Couple things with bangs. Cutting them yourself. Never, ever, ever cut them wet. Ever. Bad idea if you're cutting them yourselves, because bangs shrink. Also, if you pull down when you're cutting, boing! Don't pull down when you're cutting, as little as possible. And always cut them way longer to start, and then just work them shorter slowly. I'm nervous. I need coffee. Hold on. The fact that I haven't gotten any hair in my coffee cup yet is like a small miracle. I just don't want to end up on one of those uh-oh girl screws up her hair videos. All right, so I'm starting by cutting these at my nose. And I'm just going in with my shears and I'm just point cutting off that hair. I'm cutting these straight to begin with to get close to the length, and then I'll add the angle in. Whew, okay. Hardest part is done. Okay, so what I like to do is lift your bangs with your fingers so you can see how much shorter they're going to be once they're curled. We're going to take these again. And now I'm going to just start slowly working in that angle just so I have it. You can see I'm just doing a V shape. Okay. Now that I'm getting them closer to length, I'm going to take my flat iron and just, ooh, that's a bit much. That's great. Okay. Ooh, actually, once I brush that out, that works. Okay. So that gives us more of an idea. I do not want these too short. Like ideally, I want them to hit right underneath my eyebrow. So we're going to pull those straight again. See right around where they're going to land. And just continue trimming. Teensy tiny bits of hair at a time. Yes, I know it takes forever, but this is the best way to do it. I think those are just a tad too long still. See how they're hitting probably right about the middle of my eye. And then when they're straight, they're halfway down my nose. So I'm just going to take those again a little bit shorter. And I also lost a lot of that V in that last trim. I am pulling these tight at this point just to get that shape correct. I probably look massively cross-eyed right now, so. Ooh, okay, those aren't bad actually. They're so thin and so light, it's actually hard to tell if they're even. All right, and that is just about the length that I want them. I look about 4 years old. Yikes. Okay. Hopefully, once the rest of my hair blends in, I will not look 4. Okay, that helps. Okay, they're still really light and they're wispy enough that I should be able. Yep, if I don't want to have bangs, I can just tuck them back. And that's what I wanted. I want to be able to hide them. I can even take pins and pin them under if I don't want bangs. Or if I want bangs that day, I can bring them forward. Excellent. Okay, let me brush that all forward. Okay, we can see our original triangle. Also, it helps to kind of toss your hair forward once in a while and see, are there any little hairs that want to kind of join in your bangs naturally, and give those a quick trim, because otherwise they're going to be falling in front of your face constantly. So now I'm going to take, and we're not making that triangle any larger or deeper, I should say. We're just bringing it out width-wise, just a little bit, okay? See, that is hardly any hair at all. And that hair is already pretty short on me. In fact, we might just add a little bit extra hair into that because that's so little. I just want to make sure I'm not getting into cutting too far into the hair at my temples, because I've had those bangs before and I would rather not ever, let me repeat, ever have those again. Okay, so here is the additional section of hair we took. You see it just widens out that triangle a bit. In fact, that is not quite neat enough for me. I like really neat, straight parts when I'm cutting my hair. So we'll start with this piece and see how it works. We're going to take this out wider here. Pin this back and make sure that the sections we took have an equal triangle in our hair. See? You don't want like one side being way bigger than the other. And again, these are teensy tiny little pieces of hair. So now I'm just going to take my bangs on that side with that little baby piece of hair, and we're just going to cut downwards lightly at an angle. I don't want these too long, these side pieces. So right about my cheekbone is perfect. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Have those bangs as a guide. I know I want it hitting right about here. So I'm going to just start that cut down here. Now I can do this without a whole lot of fear because I've done this before. But if you're super nervous, you can also turn your scissors that way. But I find that to be more hard actually than just coming up from the bottom to make those angles meet. And these, if you pull them to the front, there's so little hair there you can barely see it. These should match, and those I managed to match perfectly. Yay! Okay, this is actually really kind of cute. Go ahead and brush them in front of your face the way you're going to wear them. Make sure that you are happy with the length, and remember, this is with them styled. So I am going to take those little side pieces and just as best I can. It's really hard to flat iron hair that's that thin. But there we go. Curl those a bit. Have these. Okay. This side feels just a touch long to me, and I can see there's some bits that where my hair falls naturally are a little bit longer than the others. So we're just going to trim those up. And a lot of this is just playing with your hair and getting it to the point where you like it. I definitely like longer bangs because I've had super short ones before. Like most of my bangs when I was growing up were like here. I'm not a huge fan of that look at all. I may shorten these up a bit if they get in my eyes too much. So we'll see. If I catch myself like constantly brushing them out of my face, then I will definitely change the length. But let's take these out. And believe it or not, you guys, the majority of this is seriously all trial and error. That's the hard thing with hair like this. It's just try it, see if you like it. So I may add a little bit more bang because that's still really, really fine. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is live with my bangs like this for a few hours, make sure that I like them and I'm happy with them, because once you cut it, as long as you take your time and go a little bit by little bit, you can always cut more. You can't cut less. You can't cut less. So unless you're up for a really bold style change, don't go for like a micro bang, please. But you can always cut more. I might end up cutting more. I'll let you guys know. If I do, I'll be back, of course. But if I pull my hair up in a ponytail, I can have these cute little pieces off to the side, and my hair doesn't look as boring because my hair looks so boring up in a ponytail lately that I was just sick of it. But I think that looks cute with them up. And then I can also, even in a ponytail, I can brush them off to the side. Well, that one's being stubborn, but you guys know what I mean. I can brush them off to the side. Cutting them like this makes them also function as curtain bangs, because I know curtain bangs, or it's just on the sides of your head, are kind of trendy right now. I don't necessarily love the look of them styled like that, but again, you can wear them like that. And then, so that's up in a ponytail. And then down, of course. And then if you get bored of them or don't want bangs that day, boom, they're gone. Like, they're not really visible. If your hair tends to be not as fine as mine and like wants to like spring back up like that, you can take a hairpin, take your bangs. If you lift up that first layer of your hair, take your bangs, pop them underneath with a pin, just tuck a pin there, and they're not even visible. So if you cut bangs, decide you hate them, you can hide them. I know a lot of people flip out and go like, it takes so long to grow them out, etc. If you want to try them, like I want to try them, just cut a teensy tiny bit. I'm trying to be very careful getting this out of my hair so I don't break any hair. There we go. But yeah, just super, super light bangs. I think they're cute. They're fun for a change. I think I may end up cutting these just a smidgen shorter just because they're kind of driving me crazy in my eyes already. Let's do that real quick, because if they're driving you nuts already, then you'll probably want them slightly shorter. So that's a side piece. What's also nice is when you go to trim them, if you do the nice clean triangles, it's very easy to go back and trim as needed. So I'm just going in and point cutting a teensy bit more. So you can see I got a couple random long hairs in there. You can either toss those out or go ahead and cut those as well. And I'm just taking it down little by little. And of course, I like my bangs shorter in the middle because typically if you cut bangs like this straight across, I did want to mention this, if you cut these bangs straight across, then when you fan them out across your face, they will be shorter at the side. So if you've seen like that, like that smile curve bang that's like really popular in like the 50s or like Betty Page, that's what happens if you cut a straight across bang in a triangle and then spread it across your forehead. So always make sure, if you don't want that look, to cut the center of your bangs slightly shorter than the rest of them. So you can see I just have that nice either C or V or whatever shape you want to go with. I'm going to be cross-eyed for like this entire video. This is very attractive. Let me grab my comb. See, that is so much better. I just took a teensy tiny bit off of them, and that makes a huge difference. Keep in mind, you will have to trim bangs regularly if you want them, especially if you do like I do, where they're right at your brow bone. You're probably gonna have to trim them every 2 weeks. It's a commitment, but it is easier if you know how to do it at home and you can trim them yourself. All right, you guys, hopefully this video was somewhat helpful, or at least entertaining watching me cut bangs. I still don't know what I think of them. I actually think I like them though. Like, I thought I was going to hate them, but I actually like them. So we'll see how it goes. I think I look about 12 years old, but that's okay too. Also, I really love these little side pieces. Like these, I may have to cut more side piece because that's cute. Like, I love that. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. If you like this video, if you think I'm insane for cutting my bangs, let me know down in the comments below, and please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos several times a week, and apparently this quarantine is making me go a little nuts because I just cut bangs in my hair. So who knows what else I'm going to do at this point. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.